The cop didn't just lie, he performed. In the middle of a silent courtroom, Officer Grant Mercer slammed his fist, pointed at the black woman in the defendant's chair, and shouted, "She threatened me! She's dangerous!" Jurors flinched. Cameras clicked. The prosecutor smirked, ready to tear her apart. Everyone thought they were watching a routine conviction, but the woman Mercer tried to bury slowly stood, opened a black credential wallet, and the second that badge glinted under the fluorescent lights, the courtroom stopped breathing. Officer Grant Mercer entered courtroom 6B with the swagger of a man who thought the verdict was already printed. He straightened his shoulders, scanned the jurors, and let a slow, arrogant smile stretch across his face. At the defense table sat Lyra Cole, calm, steady, and unreadable. If the courtroom expected fear, they didn't find it in her eyes. The judge nodded. "State may begin." The prosecutor rose. "Officer Mercer, please describe the defendant's behavior." Mercer stepped forward as if stepping into a spotlight. "She was hostile from the moment I approached," he said, "raised her voice, ignored my instructions, made me fear for my safety." Jurors shifted, absorbing every lie. "And she attempted to flee the scene?" The prosecutor pressed. "Yes," Mercer said confidently. "Nearly hit me with her car when I tried to stop her." A woman on the jury audibly gasped. Lyra's attorney fidgeted nervously. The prosecutor continued. "Would you say this was an isolated incident?" Mercer scoffed. "Not at all. Some people don't respect authority. They escalate situations on purpose." Several jurors nodded sympathetically, already convinced. Lyra didn't flinch. Finally, the prosecutor stepped back. "The state rests." The judge exhaled. "Defense." Lyra's attorney rose awkwardly. "Your Honor, Ms. Cole would like to testify." Mercer smirked and leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, fully confident this would end quickly. Lyra stood. There was no fear, no hesitation, just a quiet determination that made the room lean in without realizing it. She walked to the witness stand, was sworn in, and sat down. The prosecutor approached with a smug grin. "Ms. Cole, Officer Mercer says you were aggressive. Were you?" "No." "You attempted to flee?" "No." "You became hostile?" "No." The prosecutor rolled her eyes. "Do you have any explanation for your behavior?" Lyra answered calmly. "I do, and I'll present evidence to support it." She reached into her briefcase. Mercer leaned forward, expecting something foolish, maybe a rant, maybe an irrelevant detail he could twist. But instead, Lyra pulled out a black federal credential wallet. The room shifted. A ripple of tension rolled through the benches. She opened it slowly, the gold insignia catching the courtroom lights like a blade. "My name," she said clearly, "is Dr. Lyra Cole, Senior Inspector, Civil Rights Division, United States Department of Justice." The courtroom detonated with whispers. The prosecutor froze mid-step. The judge leaned forward. Mercer's smirk died instantly. Lyra continued with cold precision. "For the past 8 months, I have been conducting a covert investigation into Officer Grant Mercer. The charges include falsified police reports, racial profiling, obstruction of justice, and repeated perjury." A murmur of shock swept across the room. She placed a thick binder on the stand. "This is a documented record of 17 previous incidents where Officer Mercer fabricated accusations against black citizens." Mercer shot to his feet. "This is a setup. She's lying." "Sit down," the judge barked. Lyra opened the binder. In one case, Elder Washington was accused of screaming threats. Video shows her whispering apologies. Gasps. In another, a teenager was charged with resisting arrest. Footage shows he was unconscious from the start. Jurors stared, horrified. Lyra closed the binder and lifted a tablet. "And now, let's review my traffic stop." She tapped the screen. Court monitors flickered to life. Footage from a nearby storefront camera showed everything. Mercer approaching aggressively. Mercer shouting first. Mercer putting his hand on his weapon without cause. Lyra standing still, calm, hands visible. Her voice was steady in the recording. "Why am I being stopped, officer?" Mercer's voice, panicked and loud. The video ended. Silence thundered across the courtroom. Lyra turned to the judge. "As part of my investigation, every lie Officer Mercer told today has been documented using federal protocols. His testimony here constitutes felony perjury." The prosecutor whispered, "Your Honor, I didn't know." Mercer stumbled backward. "Judge, stop her, she can't." Lyra pulled out a final folder. "These are federal warrants authorizing the immediate arrest of Officer Grant Mercer for perjury, falsifying evidence, conspiracy to violate civil rights, and misconduct under color of law." The courtroom doors opened. 2 U.S. Marshals walked in. "Grant Mercer," the lead marshal said, "you're under federal arrest." Mercer panicked. No, this can't be real, Judge, do something." The judge didn't move. "Take him." The marshals cuffed him as he broke down. He turned to Lyra, voice shaking. "Please, don't do this. I made a mistake." Lyra stood, her expression unchanged. "You didn't make a mistake," she said softly. "You repeated a pattern 17 times. And you thought no one you targeted would ever have the power to expose you." Mercer's legs gave out. The marshals lifted him and dragged him out of the courtroom. When the doors slammed shut, the judge cleared her throat. "Charges against Ms. Cole are fully dismissed. Court is adjourned." Lyra gathered her binder and tablet, walked past the stunned prosecutor, past the trembling jurors, and stepped into the hallway filled with reporters. For the first time that morning, she allowed herself a steady exhale. Justice wasn't just served, it was delivered publicly, precisely, and with absolute authority. Shocked by that ending? Like, share, and comment your reaction. Which moment hit you the hardest? Subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories where dignity rises and arrogance collapses. Your comments help these stories reach even more people.